My pregnant girlfriend has been lying about her age for our entire relationship. Is there any way for me to trust her again? My girlfriend and I have been together for a little over a year. When we met, I was 30 and she told me she was 25. I'm 31 now, and she's been pretending to be 26 for the last several months. We even celebrated what she called her 26th birthday. Recently, she told me she's 10 weeks pregnant. She found out about a month ago, but waited a few weeks to tell me because she was nervous about my reaction. She was using the birth control ring, and I know she had it because I had seen it myself. Even so, the pregnancy came as a shock. We've only been together for a year and we don't even live together. She spends most of her time at my place, but she has her own apartment. We stopped using condoms after being together for a while and relied on birth control because we felt comfortable with that decision. I've told her I'm nervous about having a child right now. A one-year relationship doesn't feel like the most stable situation to bring a baby into. She understands my concerns, but says she doesn't think she can go through with ending the pregnancy. Whenever we discuss it, she cries and I end up feeling guilty. I intend to take responsibility regardless of what happens, but that isn't really what is bothering me most. One thing that has always annoyed me is that she talks on the phone using speakerphone all the time. One day she was talking to her mother about being pregnant. During the conversation, I heard her mother say something about not being able to believe she was having a baby at 23 because she was too young. The number immediately caught my attention. I waited until she got off the phone and then asked why her mother had said she was 23. She froze and looked completely caught off guard. It seemed like she hadn't even realized her mother had said it while I was listening. After a long pause, she admitted that she was actually 23 years old and had been lying about her age since the day we met. She explained that she was 22 when we first started dating and was afraid I wouldn't take her seriously if she told me the truth. According to her, the birthday we celebrated as her 26th was actually her 23rd birthday. I was stunned. I sat there staring at her because I honestly didn't know what to say. The whole thing felt surreal. The truth is, she's probably right. If she had told me she was 22, I likely would not have pursued a serious relationship with her. Maybe I would have considered something casual, but not a committed relationship. I feel foolish for not realizing it sooner. Most of the women I've dated have been around my age or only a few years younger. I know the difference between 22 and 25 isn't huge numerically, but it feels significant to me. Sometimes she seemed a little immature for someone in their mid-20s, but she had her own apartment, a steady job, and a college degree. Nothing about her life suggested someone fresh out of school. I simply assumed that was what dating someone 5 years younger felt like. She says she wanted to tell me many times but became more afraid as time passed. The longer the lie lasted, the harder it became for her to admit the truth. She keeps apologizing, telling me she loves me and doesn't want to lose me. Strangely, part of me feels guilty, almost as if I've somehow taken advantage of her, even though I know that isn't rational. The age itself isn't really what bothers me most. I still like the same person I liked before I knew the truth. Learning she's 23 doesn't suddenly erase everything I appreciate about her. What bothers me is the deception. She maintained this lie for over a year and altered details about her life to support it. That level of dishonesty is difficult to ignore. Now I find myself questioning other things. Was she really using birth control when she became pregnant? I know she had used it during our relationship, but was she using it consistently when she got pregnant? Before this, I never doubted her. Now I'm questioning things I never thought I would question. I don't want to assume malicious intent, but the trust has definitely been damaged. I'm not someone who immediately jumps to the idea of being trapped by a pregnancy. I understand that pregnancy is always a possibility when you have sex, and I accept my role in that. Still, discovering the pregnancy and then finding out she lied about her age has left me overwhelmed. The possibility that we may now be connected for the rest of our lives makes everything feel even heavier. Maybe I'm overreacting. I don't think her lie was intended to hurt me. At the same time, I can't get over the fact that she kept it going for so long. I still care about her, and I still see the qualities that made me fall for her in the first place. What I don't know is whether trust can realistically be rebuilt after something like this, or whether this relationship can truly move forward. Update 1 to 2 weeks later. Quick recap for people who didn't read the original post. I'm 31, and until a few weeks ago I thought my girlfriend was 26. We've been together for a little over a year and she's currently pregnant. I recently discovered she's actually 23 and was 22 when we met. She had been lying about her age for our entire relationship. She had a doctor appointment today and I went with her. She had invited me before her real age came out, and after discovering she'd lied about something so major, I wanted reassurance that she was telling the truth about everything else. The appointment confirmed that she is actually pregnant and currently 12 weeks and 1 day along. According to her doctor, her due date is December 20th, which matches what she had told me before. They didn't do an ultrasound today because the optional screening available at this stage isn't covered by her insurance unless certain risk factors exist. One thing I learned during the visit is that she's still covered under her parents' insurance plan. After the appointment, we had a much more serious conversation about the age lie. I explained that at this point, the issue isn't really that she's 23 instead of 26. Initially, I was focused on the age difference because people would naturally assume I knowingly dated a much younger woman. Now, the bigger issue is that she maintained the lie for over a year. She allowed me to believe she was older when we met, celebrated a fake birthday, and created countless small lies to support the original one. She altered details about her graduation timeline and other parts of her life. I told her the result is that I now question everything she says, even things that should be completely insignificant. I explained that trust is so damaged that if she told me her favorite ice cream flavor was chocolate, I'd probably wonder whether that was a lie too. It isn't because I want to doubt her, it's because she's demonstrated that she's willing to alter reality when she thinks the truth might create problems for her. Her explanation was that when she first lied, she was only thinking about the moment. She thought I might not take her seriously if she admitted she was 22. As the relationship became more serious, she felt trapped by the lie. She knew she'd eventually have to tell me but couldn't figure out how to do it without risking everything. I pointed out that she had countless opportunities to come clean and that I shouldn't have had to discover the truth by overhearing a conversation with her mother. She acknowledged that and said she understands why I don't trust her. She also said she's willing to do whatever it takes to prove she isn't lying about anything else. I told her this was the moment to come clean about anything else I didn't know. If there were more secrets, now was the time. That's when she admitted this isn't her first pregnancy. When she was 19 and in college, she became pregnant after a one-night stand. She took Plan B, but it didn't work, and she eventually had an abortion. She said part of the reason she's struggling so much with this pregnancy is that she doesn't want to be someone who has multiple abortions. She feels embarrassed about having experienced 2 unintended pregnancies and carries a lot of shame about it. She insists she didn't intentionally become pregnant and doesn't actually want to be pregnant right now. However, she admitted she wasn't as shocked by the pregnancy as she originally claimed. She revealed that she wasn't using her birth control ring perfectly. There were times she forgot to replace it on schedule and occasionally waited a day or 2 longer than recommended before inserting a new one. Because of those mistakes, she had already been concerned she might be pregnant before she ever took a pregnancy test. Earlier, she had told me she was completely blindsided and had no reason to suspect pregnancy. Now she's admitting she knew there was a real possibility because she was aware she hadn't followed her birth control schedule correctly. If I'm counting correctly, that's at least 2 more lies added to the list. Once again, her explanation was embarrassment. She didn't want to admit she had made mistakes and didn't want me to think the pregnancy happened because she was careless. She chose to hide details rather than tell me something she felt ashamed about. Part of me can understand how that explanation could be true. I don't think she's some criminal mastermind running a long con. The age lie appears to have started as a bad decision that snowballed. Learning that the pregnancy is real makes me feel somewhat better, but it doesn't erase the fact that more dishonesty keeps emerging. Her actual age doesn't change the things I genuinely like about her. I still care about her and don't suddenly view her as a different person because she's 23 instead of 26. What concerns me is the pattern that seems to be developing. She appears willing to lie whenever she's scared, embarrassed, or worried about being judged. The problem is that those are exactly the moments when honesty matters most. Anyone can tell the truth when it's easy. Character is tested when the truth is uncomfortable. Right now, the situations that seem to trigger dishonesty in her are the very situations that require openness in a healthy relationship. If none of this had happened, I wouldn't be thinking about ending the relationship. Things had been going well and we were naturally moving toward a more serious future together. Now she's fairly certain she wants to continue the pregnancy, and while I don't believe people should stay together solely for a child, the situation is obviously much more complicated. At this point, I'm trying to determine whether this is someone who made one terrible decision that spiraled into a series of bad choices, or whether dishonesty is simply her default coping mechanism when life becomes difficult. That's the question I'm struggling with most right now. I'm less interested in whether her lies are understandable, and more interested in what I should be watching for moving forward. If someone has a history of lying when they're embarrassed, scared, or afraid of judgment, what signs show they're genuinely working to change rather than simply apologizing after getting caught? I know I may be foolish for trying, but if I do give this a chance, I'd like to do it with my eyes open. What do you guys think? Let's discuss in the comments. Follow and like for more stories.